Let the bouncing begin!
Your heart's running away with your head. Come on. I've thought it all out. It just wouldn't work. It just isn't done that well.
The son of the queen, the left hand.
Can you let go and yes, those poor people. Well, now we're beginning. Can you let go and
Yeah, I guess so.
and down?
That's me too.
And down.
The left hand.
Is me. And down.
The left hand.
Oh,
That's me too.
and down.
The left hand.
Is me.
of magic.
A bit of magic?
It's easy. Let's see.
You must be kind, you must be witty, must Jane and Michael. Thanks.
Down at 601. Down at 9.
You must
Take medicine at 601.
take this.
Down at 601. Down at 9.
You must
Take medicine at 601. I feel a surge. Surge of deep satisfaction.
I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes.
Thank you, most interesting.
I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes. I does what I likes and I likes what I do. I does what I likes and I likes.
Now how does that sound?
I'm looking. I'm looking.
Johnny, I put a few bit into. Put that thing back on, come on.
Collect those children. I'm looking. Collect those children.
Johnny, I put a few bit into. Put that thing back on, come on.
Collect those children. I'm looking. 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 Collect those children.
You hear that, Samson? Beautiful.
Good
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another week of American Racing League. This week is a little bit different because this is actually our bye week from the Championship Series. And we are here at the beautiful seaside of Monaco for a special event, which I have dubbed the King of Monaco. So this format's going to be a bit different than what you would expect. We have turned damage to the max. Simulation damage for everyone. And in addition to that, ghosting is going to be off. This is a standard 50% length race. The lobby is going to be bugged, it looks like, but hopefully not. But the lobby may as well be bugged. Well, we're here for the chaos, so if I'm being honest, it's not necessarily a bad thing if the lobby bugs out, because that's what we're going for. At least for an entertainment purpose, we are looking for a bit of carnage. And at the end of this race, whomever survives will be the King of Monaco for at least 6 more races, and then we will have this race once again following the championship round of American Racing League. And as I do always, I will be looking to make sure my race settings are all good and that we are ready for the stream. If you've been with us, you know that I have a wonderful habit of mixing up the stream. So, yep, I can hear myself on the stream. And here we are. So we already have several brave souls out here in the track of Monaco and Marcel Green and our leading car on his outlap here. Now, I don't know what the corners are called in Monaco, but it is absolutely a historic track. Monaco has been on the race calendar, if I'm not mistaken, every season since the first round of Formula One back in 1950. And it's gone through a few different variations, changes as far as what the track layout has been, though in the current configuration that we've had here, the track layout's been like this for, I want to say at least like 15 or so years. Granted, the run down to the chicane after exiting the tunnel, I believe they may have made some changes to that just for safety reasons, but overall, we are here in Monaco, and we already have a yellow flag. Is anybody out? No. People are just going slowly. Now, it's where it says he immediately lost his wing, ripped cold tires. So because ghosting is off, this race is going to be a lot more difficult than I think most people are expecting. So we're going to be in for quite a treat here, is my expectation. And Marcel is just burning his tires. But he is still on track here to put in a pretty representative lap. I will tell you though, he is redlining the hell out of his engine there. So setting the banker lap of a 1:11.5, and next across the line, Slick Rick at a 1:13. Hab is coming across the line now and sets a time of 1:14. One thing I do want to point out is because this is a special event, possible, and Dragon goes into the wall, losing his front wing. Already, we are starting to litter the track with all types of debris, as Horton has to go around that debris, because remember, this is simulation damage, so you can get a flat tire by running over some of the carbon fiber out there. Yeah, I think that might be a bug with the audio, because there's no way everybody is deciding to redline their car. Another thing too, you may see your favorite driver in a different car today, again, because of the nature of today's race. This is a free-for-all, ladies and gentlemen. This race is going to be, again, the survival of the fittest. Yeah, I wonder who's gonna win. I really don't know at this point. Obviously, we have some really fast drivers from the World Championship division in here. You have Marcel Green, so Marcel Green is Chico. He did decide to change his handle the other week, which I always forget about. I'm thinking to myself, oh, Marcel Green, he's new. No, he's been here actually for forever. It's just a new name. And you have Horton, who was our Season 2 World Champion. Notorious Jelly, who is another division champion in here. Slick Rick, again, another division champion. So we have a lot of people who decided to join us today from all the different divisions, who want to try to compete to be the King of Monaco, as Horton sits at 113. Which, if I were going to guess, I was thinking Horton was going to be slightly faster, as he is the World Championship from Season 2. But it is Monaco, so you need to make sure you get around the track in one piece. We got 12 people in here. Was hoping for a bigger, fatter, fluffier grid, though I think 12 will be plenty entertaining, considering how small Monaco actually is, as Black Mamba just taps the inside corner with his back tire, but is able to keep it together, and that is good enough for P7 out of 114. So Notorious Jelly is on his outlap. We will ride with him in a little bit, but first let us ride on board with ACR, who is looking to set his first time. And he continues across, so he will have to restart that lap. We do have 10 minutes remaining. Alright, so Dragon, ACR, and Notorious Jelly. So we'll go back on board here with ACR, as he will, if he is not going back into the pits, which he may, yes he is. He was going to be the first one to be setting a time. So instead, we will ride in on board with our wonderful friend from the, that is a Williams, from the team of Williams, and see what kind of time he can put up on the board. Now, I don't know what bothers me more about this track, the hairpin or the chicane exiting the tunnel. But this is a hard track to drive, and it looks like Dragon invalidated based on the fact that the track map is red. So he may, but where can you invalidate on here? Or perhaps I'm being confused. Maybe red, it just simply means he's behind on his time. But either way, he is flying right now, and we will see where he ends up in the grid order for the race. And if you like what we're doing here at American Racing League, if you like the stream, if you're enjoying it, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and it will obviously be very much appreciated. This is a 100% volunteer activity, we're all here for the love of the game and the love of the sport, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else this afternoon, because if I was anywhere else, I'd probably be working on my laptop, because there's so much stuff to do at work. But I'm here with you guys right now, watching and I hit the wrong button. Watching the American Racing League King of Monaco as ACR goes across again. He's just I don't know, maybe he's just trying to get the maybe he just doesn't get enough heat in the tires and he just does not want to do a flying lap. Unless I'm missing something. Let me go on Discord. Oh, stream is stuck in intermission. I told you I was gonna screw up, so I accidentally put the stream in intermission. Well, that's what happens. So as I was saying, if you do enjoy the stream, if you like what we're doing, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button. And we have our first casualty of the night. Has crashed out by swimming pool. Yeah, so I'm glad to be here. This is a 100% volunteer activity. We're all here volunteering, and I gotta close out Discord because that is lagging me like you wouldn't believe. Right. My favorite thing about Discord is how somehow it's such a resource hog. It completely slows down my computer, even though I have a 3060. So we have Marcel Green, who's just been sitting pretty up at the top of the board here. Not really being challenged much, with Mr. Shakur in P2 of the, as it stands right now for qualifying. And Notorious Jelly says, the amount of blown tires this race is going to be hilarious. I agree. I think regardless of what happens, looking back at this stream, it's going to be a fun time. But again, yeah, like like I was saying, if you do enjoy what we do here, please feel free to give us a subscription, like the video, whatnot. We're just here to have fun, nothing serious. So Marcel Green is flying, looking to extend his lead. He's already 3/100ths down on his best time, or up. I need to look that up. I think every week I do that. Like, oh, he's down on his time. So ACR is out, Horton is out. Oh boy. The those poor marshals are gonna be so busy getting the track ready for the race. Wait, who was it in what season was that in Monaco? I want to say it was in 2017 or 2016, where one of the drivers, after exiting the chicane coming out of the tunnel, just careened into the barrier, and it took them, what, 30 minutes to actually clean it up. So hopefully we don't have that here, because we want to get on with the race, right? So Mr. Shakur is currently second in the grid right now, looking to get into that first position, and especially in Monaco, as we all know, it is very important. And he comes across the time with a 1:12.7, which is not good enough to actually improve. Right. So I believe Pine is not flying. What is Jelly doing? Jelly's on a flyer. Let's ride with him and see what he's able to put together. Beautiful through the chicane there. A little bit of a lockup, but overall executed very nicely. As he comes around the exit of Sector 2 and over by the swimming pool chicane. Now just around a few more corners to see what type of time he can put up on the board. So his back end just kicks out slightly, which is probably costing him a few tenths there. And he comes across at a 113.1, good enough for P6, and he has jumped Horton. Here's a Dan. So I'd say anybody on the top half of the grid right now is probably feeling a lot more comfortable about themselves. All things considered, right? It is Monaco, so the further up ahead you are, the better shape you're going to be. And what else? We got yellow flag sector 2. I guess it was just the Williams of Dragon getting out of the way there for Seeley Harvey. ACR said he ate shit. Yeah, yep, we saw it, bud. So my question is, where are all the drivers? There was like, I think when I raised the poll, there was a good 20 or 30 people who did respond, and then we get 12, but it's okay. So did we have another? Yep, Black Mamba pulled a pulled a Mick Schumacher right at the swimming pool chicane. Another casualty of the night. All right, Imloth, let's see what you can do, sir. This is absolutely going to be your final lap. And if all else fails, you've got one more to go. We have a yellow flag, sector 3. Pine has crashed out, it looks like. Or maybe he retired, actually. I think he retired because it looked like he was in the pits. Surprisingly, a little bit of lag. So while he is flying, I'm going to see what I can do here. Yeah. Pause my background. I'll just quit it altogether. Okay. It's incredible. You could have a very powerful computer, but if there's one process in the background that wants to mess with you, it doesn't seem to even matter. It'll just do it. It doesn't help that I'm streaming as well and hosting the lobby. Beautiful lap by Nimloth. That was good enough for P3. Alright, so it looks like what was that? Notorious Jelly sitting on, was that? No, that was Mr. Shakur. Mr. Shakur has disqualified himself from the session. And unfortunately, it looks like that put him all the way in the back. Oh, Lord have mercy. And the pain already starts. Woo! So it looks like Marcel Green is going to be our pole sitter for the race. Lined up right next to him is Seeley Harvey with Nimloth and Dragon right behind him, followed by Notorious Jelly and Slick Rick. And then Horton, here's a Dan, Black Mamba, ACR, Hab, Pine, and Mr. Shakur. Mr. Shakur, oh, I am so sorry, bud. The game did you dirty there. You spun on track and it decided disqualify. I think you should go to the steward's office and talk to them about that, because that is not right. That definitely is not right. But as the final cars make their way into the pits and we get ready for the King of Monaco Grand Prix, I have some dad jokes for you. Or I could do my best rendition of a fake sponsor, but I think I'd rather do some dad jokes because you've heard enough about ball trimmers for the last few streams. It used to. Did you guys know? Did you guys know it used to cost $2 to change the air pressure in your tires, but now it's $10? That's inflation for you. And isn't that true with what's going on in the American or the world economy, I should say? A farmer in the field with his cows, he counted 196 of them, but when he rounded them up, he had 200. And the wonderful pose of Marcel Green here with the Red Bull horns, very appropriate. Did you guys also know, like, when you go to work tomorrow, it's Jamaican hairstyle day at work? I'm already dreading it. Pennies are a dime a dozen, if you didn't know that. And telling a demolitionist how to do his job is destructive criticism. And just some news from the grid. Mr. Shakur said, and this is when he crashed out. He got a puncture from Sealy's debris, and he couldn't turn around. So that explains exactly why he was stuck where he was. Oh, that is good stuff. So we are here on the grid, lined up, ready to do our formation lap. With Marcel Green leading them away up the hill here at Monaco. And he hopes to be the inaugural King of Monaco. And again, if I was muted when I said it, we will be having this race going forward during our bye week, and we will have it following the last race of the championship. This will give everybody a chance to relax and have some fun before we spin the season back up for season 6. And also, if you weren't aware, we will also be doing a championship, sorry, not championship series, that was the wrong words. We'll be doing a pro series that will be on Thursdays at 9 p.m. The Thursday 9 p.m. series is going to have absolutely no assists. So for those of you who have been asking for the longest time, well, now we do. And it's going to be on Thursdays at 9 p.m. I am still working on setting up somebody to stream that race. Although I am here on Tuesdays, as you could imagine, as a person with a very, very corporate and professional job, as well as being a dad all over again, I have 2 children. It is kind of hard for me to game at night. Luckily, I get a hall pass, and I can be here with you guys today to broadcast the King of Monaco. And for whatever reason, Codemasters, if you're listening, please make it so we can actually watch these guys. We got 5 red lights, and we are racing for the King of Monaco, and they are finally off. With Marcel Green leading away, but Nimlop gets ahead right at the first corner, second place. And what is going on in the back there? Everyone keeping their nose clean. Remember, this is simulation damage, so any big mistakes is going to be very costly. We already have a yellow flag in Sector 1, and Sidley Harvey has lost his wing. That is going to cost him a tremendous amount of lap time as everybody is trying to make their way around him. And he is crawling in Sector 1. And Pine equally just trying to get around safely. What is going on? Why is my stuff lagging? Alright, I will have to go ahead and try to figure that out, everybody. Would it be that throttle stop is not enabled? It may very well be. So I have a gaming laptop, and believe it or not, the hardware that governs the processor sucks. So I have to download a piece of software to override some of the processor management settings so it doesn't cause all that lag. But it looks like I've discovered the issue. So Marcel Green just sailing away there in P1. Simulation damage is on, and we do have 37 laps. But we do have a car stuck on track, and it looks like Seeley Harvey's trying to bring out the safety car, which is a no bueno. He should not be doing that. If you are listening, get going, bud, because that is very, very dangerous. Yes, disqualified from the session. As Marcel Green tries everything he can to extend his lead, but nobody wants to go fast. You have to be cautious coming through Monaco here. And maybe Pine has the big brain strategy. Get that pit stop done early. Get on a fresh set of tires and just go for the rest of the race. Because if a safety car comes out, you've already done your pit stop. Nobody has to worry. As Marcel Green sets the fastest lap. And then Notorious Jelly immediately goes and takes it. And looking at the tire strategies here, we see that Notorious Jelly is on those soft, plushy tires, which is going to make it extremely easy for him to get around this course as long as he doesn't lock up like he just did. Coming through the hairpin, everyone is nice and orderly. Nobody's lost their wing yet. Poor Seeley Harvey. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I hope that, well, you know, it is just a fun game after all. This is not for any championship points. And ACR is just right on the rear of Horton here. But as we do know, Monaco is more of a procession. It's a race of will and patience. So as long as everybody can keep themselves clean, the race may finish in this order. Messed up. As Horton here, Zidane almost got overtaken by ACR. Yeah. But ACR has absolutely burned a good chunk of his ERS. The deltas are all wrong. Nimloth takes the lead of the race. Who pitted? Marcel Green. Marcel Green went in already with the first broken, or one of the first broken wings of the race. And Nimloth is now our provisional king of Monaco right now. With another 34 laps to go. It is still anybody's race, like I said. It does not take much. This is absolutely going to be a race of attrition now. Looks like Black Mamba has overtaken Habanero as he goes in again for a new wing. Or, yeah, I guess he just came out of the pits. like I said, we have Nimloth, Notorious Jelly, and Dragon in the top 3 positions. Although Nimloth qualified brilliantly. A P2 in qualifying, that was a great qualifying. Now look at this. We have such a race on our hands. ACR all over the back of Horton. Horton all on the back of Dragon. And is ACR going to try to make a move here and get it done? Horton closes the door on him. And ACR is so hungry to get on that throttle and get ahead. It's going to need the driver in front to make a slight mistake and for you to be perfect on throttle. Marcel Green is able to overtake Slick Rick, who has gone into the pits. Slick Rick will be coming out on a brand new fresh set of hard tires. This Black Mamba is coming back around here, and it looks like, is he going to get the overtake? Yes, he is able to get the overtake on Slick Rick, exiting the pits, and he is now up to P8. Brilliant. That was very similar to, what was it, Pierre Gasly and Sebastian Vettel last year, or was it this year in Monaco? I don't remember. The broadcaster direction, and we have debris everywhere. Who lost their wing? Somebody lost their wing, and it looks like Horton has lost his wing. Notorious Jelly has left the session. Oh, because he broke his wing? Aw, Jelly. And Horton lost his wing too. Everybody lost his wing. There's like 3 people on that whole thing that lost his wing. You've got time to come back. Marcel Green sets the fastest lap at a 1:13.5, and Nimloth is still holding steady. And we have a little bit of weird ghosting thing going on here. Alright, we got Horton and Jelly, although I don't think Jelly is in the session any longer. Alright. So fastest lap we have on track right now is a 1:13.6. 1:13.5. Jelly, you should come back in. The race is still good. You're in P6, my friend. You are in P6, my friend. Come back in. Miraculously holding up Dan as AI. That is the beauty of this track. But Dan is able to get ahead as Jelly and Black Mama do go side by side. And that is the other thing too, because ghosting is off. Because ghosting is off, the AI won't ghost. I totally forgot about that. Ooh, what a slide by Dan. Black Mamba is able to get ahead of Notorious Jelly there, who right now is controlled by the AI. As Slick Rick tries to make a move on the outside, but the ghost of Jelly, the AI of Jelly, closes the door shut. Sorry for coughing. Oh my goodness, it's incredible how dry your throat gets when you're just talking for an hour straight. But this is, genuinely, this is a lot of fun to watch as a broadcaster. Now I see why people do enjoy these races, or at least broadcasting them. Alright. So Mr. Shakur, all the way up in P4, after getting disqualified from qualifying for picking up debris and making a pass on Dragon for P3 now. He made that look very easy. But I think Dragon hasn't pitted yet. Mr. Shakur has, or... No, everybody... Oh, and Dragon spins. Marcel Green coming up here now. Oh no! Oh no, no, no! There's no ghosting, Marcel Green. There is no ghosting. So now you've got yourself a situation. Oh, was that what I think that was? That wasn't nice if that's what I think that was. Marcel Green, you're going to need to go back into the pits and fix that wing, buddy. But, yeah, I mean, we probably should have kept the safety car on extra or whatever the setting is. Oh, Marcel Green is given the position by Dragon. That is extremely nice of him. Extremely nice of him. So what is going on with our race here? So we got Nimloth, who's 6.5 seconds ahead of Mr. Shakur. Mr. Shakur right now has a healthy set of hard tires. He could go all the way to the end of the race, I think, with these hards, honestly. Well, he'll be extremely slow, but Marcel Green in the pits, changing to those hards, putting a fresh set of, putting a brand new wing on. Dragon pits, throws on softs. Now, I like the ambition, but I think 29 laps on a pair of softs is going to be pretty brave. At the same time, everyone's going to be going to the pits at least 3 or 4 more times. So, this Habanero beats Marcel Green out of the pits on 5-lap old mediums. Good job by Habanero. And so let's look at the mini-map for a second. Let's look at the mini-map. So we have Nimloth coming around the last turn now onto the start-finish straight. Coming back to Sector 1. Mr. Shakur is 5.5 seconds back. And the next person is ACR, 24 seconds behind the leaders. Which means that, apart from Notorious Jelly getting a 3-second time penalty in Monaco, which I don't know how you can get corner cutting in Monaco, but he has found a way. That is a lot of work that they're going to have to put in, and ACR is boxing here. So is he retiring? Or no, he has wing damage. Yeah, these guys up front, Mr. Shakur and Nimloth, keeping it nice and steady. Keeping their wing nice and clean. Like I said, this is going to be a race of attrition. We've got Marcel Green going to make the overtake on Habanero there. I'm glad I caught that on camera, because there are very few overtakes that actually happen in Monaco, and we got to witness one of them. As long as Habanero keeps his wing intact, we should be good to be on these medium tires for quite a few laps now. I don't know that anyone knew this, but even though it's, unless you're doing it intentionally, it's impossible. If you pop all your tires, like you literally go out of your way to, and Pine and Sealy Harvey are our first retirements. Pine has crashed. And coming up on the carnage now, there is Pine coming around the hairpin. Rest in peace, sir. You are our first casualty. There's no safety car. Where's the safety car? I did not turn it off. Yeah, I should have kept it on hand safety car. That's okay. It's still fun. Still lots of fun here tonight. Alright, so we got Marcel Green. Again, all on the back of Dragon. They're dying to get by. They've got a lot of work to do. Woo! What a dive. Oh, what a dive. Oh, and that is the wing of Dragon right there. And then Dragon gets rear-ended by Hab. And then Hab gets hit by ACR. Oh, the pit teams are going to be crazy busy. Absolutely crazy busy. And ACR is going for an overtake on the outside. Oh, no! What is that? Wow. Did he get it done? Or is the game going to make him give that back? Because that looked like it was right on the edge. I have a feeling. Did he get a time penalty? Let us see. 3 seconds? No. So he does not have a time penalty. With yellow flag in Sector 3, it looks like the Red Bull of Marcel Green was stopped on track for a little bit as he goes in for another wing. And just because I love you guys so much, I will bless you with a nice little song if I can find it on YouTube. And if I cannot find it on YouTube, no, I can't find it on YouTube. There's a song somebody created a long time ago for Monaco. It's called A Wing a Lap. And there's, I guess it's an American song. The In the Jungle song, In the Jungle. And they replaced the lyrics with a wing a lap, a wing a lap, a wing a lap, a wing a lap. In the Monaco. I'm not going to sing it for you, but you get it. And it was really, really hilarious. So Nimloth has pitted for a fresh set of boots here. He is on those hard tires. And so now we're going to ride with Mr. Shakur and see if he is able to keep this lead while Nimloth is on his outlap. This is definitely the time now to get that overtake done. As I believe what I'm seeing here. Okay, Black Mamba got a 3-second penalty. I believe Notorious Shelly is lapped traffic right now. No, Mr. Shakur stays out with 20. So he is increasing his gap to Nimloth by a second already in 1 lap, as he is trailed by his teammate in P6, who is lapped traffic. We'll go down to Dragon right now, who these two love each other. Dragon and Marcel Green have been with each other for the last several laps now. They just can't get enough of each other. So we got 14 laps on those hard tires. We got a yellow flag, Sector 2. Habanero has crashed. Oh no, and that made Sealy Harvey crash. Wait, not Sealy Harvey. And we have a full course yellow. We have our very first safety car. Meaning that Mr. Shakur and Dragon parked in a dangerous place, disqualified. What just happened? I missed all the carnage. But now it is the track marshals' time to shine as they go out there and pick up the carcasses from all the cars that just crashed out. We still have 7 cars remaining in this race, with our race leader, Mr. Shakur, who probably should have pitted, but considering the gap to Nimloth, I think he should still be okay to pit and to come out. We have Mr. Shakur, Nimloth, Horton Here's a Dan, Slick Rick, ACR, Notorious Jelly, and Marcel Green to be the remaining 7 drivers in the King of Monaco Grand Prix. And Black Mamba, Hab, Pine, Dragon, and Sealy Harvey are no longer with us. While the safety car collects all the drivers, let me tell you that I woke up this morning and forgot which side the sun rises from, but then it dawned on me. And I don't think you knew this about me, but I had a neck brace fitted years ago. I've never looked back since. You guys know Russian dolls, right? I hate Russian dolls. They're so full of themselves. This is a... Oh no! Oh no! Notorious Jelly and Mr. Shakur just crashed into the safety car. Notorious Jelly is out of the race and Marcel Green has picked up damage. Oh no! It must have been my dad joke that did it. Wow. That reminds me of the time an invisible man married an invisible woman. The kids were nothing to look at either. Wow, I was not expecting that. So then there were 6. Nimloth is back in the lead after Mr. Shakur has pitted for the soft tires. We have all but 22 laps left on this race with 6 drivers. It is absolutely anybody's race still. 5-lap-old hards is no different than 0-lap-old mediums. It's going to be irrelevant by the end of this race. So we will need to see what happens. But we have Marcel Green, who is still a clear minute back from the pack. At least based on the deltas right now. So he is going to have to giddy up here, because we expect the safety car to be back in this lap. Unless it doesn't go back in, then he will have all the time in the world. But he will have very nice warm tires. Unless he picks up any more wing damage, there should be no reason for him to box. But at this stage, if he does have to box, he won't make the safety car restart. But he is doing his absolute best to get back up there. You know, let's ride with him. Let's see if he can catch up to the safety car before it goes back in. Safety car right now is coming into Sector 2. Just going around the hairpin now. And pretty soon it'll be through the tunnel. But the grid is absolutely closing up. Slick Rick is going to make it. But will Marcel Green make it back in time for the safety car restart? As they're making their way through the tunnel now into the chicane and into Sector 3. Now if we get another lap under safety car, these guys are safe. But my prediction is the safety car should be in this lap. And it is. Racing Control is confirming safety car will be in this lap. So Marcel Green's coming through the chicane right now. Nimloth is starting to back up the pack as he is taking it around the final corner of Sector 3. And Marcel Green's coming through the swimming pool now. And I would say he made it in time. Yes, great hustle by Marcel Green to get back into the race with extremely, extremely warm tires. His tires are going to be liquid compared to the rest of the pack. So we have Nimloth, Mr. Shakur, Burton Here's a Dan, ACR, Slick Rick, and Marcel Green are the last 6 drivers in this race. So we'll ride on board with Slick Rick for a little bit, as he hasn't gotten enough love from the stream. Slick Rick, I think, is the only driver in our league to win a division championship twice. He won bronze, went up to... Let's take a look right now while these guys are doing laps. Slick Rick won silver for season 3, and immediately in season 4 wins gold, like the champ he is. So he's the only 2-time champion we have in the league. Granted, he's not a world champion, he's only a division champion. As he touches the wall, which to me makes me think he's taken on wing damage or something has happened. Maybe he heard me talking to him on stream, and if that is the case, I apologize. We got ACR. What's ACR doing up here? Oh, he's all over the back of Horton. As Nimloth's like, you know what? This is Monaco. I'm gonna pull Daniel Ricciardo 2016 and just nurse my way around the track for 19 laps. We have Mr. Shakur behind him, and then Horton behind him, ACR behind him, Marcel Green behind him, and then Slick Rick right at the back of the pack. This has been an interesting race, to say the least. Marcel Green, did he make the overtake? Oh no! ACR has crashed, and he has retired from the session. You could have kept going, my friend. Unless the damage was so severe, it just retired you. But yeah, ACR is out of the race, and then there were 5. With Nimloth still leading away, having taken the race lead. What was it, around lap 8, I want to say? I kind of wonder if, like, what's going on in the cockpit of Nimloth. Is he pulling a Jean Girard from Talladega Nights, and he's there drinking his Perrier water, or perhaps a nice cup of tea while listening to classical music? Because he is just cool, calm, and collected this entire race. He knows what he needs to do to win, and he is making sure to do it every single lap. And no matter how bad the drivers behind him want to get ahead, they know simulation damage is on, and any lunge could be the end of their race. So Slick Rick has pitted. He's coming out on used mediums, but he also has a brand new front wing. And now, given the pace of the drivers up ahead, he is not out of this. We still have another, what is that, 17 laps to go. Any one of these guys could break a wing, and Slick Rick will be right back into it. It is a short lap too. I mean, did Horton really make an overtake? Oh, and there's contact. See, just like I was saying, Mr. Shakur, Marcel Green, Horton, they all have wing damage. I'm 99% sure Horton has wing damage. Horton hears a wing damage. And so now we have Nimloth just cruising. Horton gonna probably have to pit, I'm pretty sure. Marcel Green. See, let's take a look. Maybe Marcel Green's safe. Yeah, he looks okay. And then Mr. Shakur coming out now. He will stay ahead of Slick Rick. But now Slick Rick has a chance to come back at Mr. Shakur, so. And then there were 5. 5 drivers remaining in the King of Monaco Grand Prix. The American Racing League King of Monaco Grand Prix. We have 15 more laps to go, or 16 laps to go, including this one. And I'm betting that Nimloth is going to win this. That's who I think is going to take the checkered flag tonight. Marcel Green is so hungry to get around Horton here. Is he going to send it? Oh, he knows if he sends it, what's going to happen. Ooh. He does not want to go back into the pits and lose another wing. Ooh, he's got... Oh, side by side! Oh no! And Marcel Green is out of the race. And then there were 4. Oh. But if he had to make the move, that is absolutely where that was going to be an incredible overtake. I was really hoping you were going to get that. Wow. Wow. That should be a safety car. Race control, that should be a safety car. What is going on? Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And Horton is in the pits, getting a new wing. Let's see if he can stay out ahead of Slick Rick at this point. Coming out of the pits now. Wow. Was not expecting that whatsoever. And here he comes now. Slick Rick coming around the corner, and he stays ahead. So Nimloth here. There's 23 seconds of time that Mr. Shakur needs to make up on Nimloth in 14 laps. That's almost 2 seconds a lap that he's going to need to pull on Nimloth just to catch up. So we'll keep an eye on the time and see what kind of laps he's putting in. So as a matter of fact, let's ride on board here and see what he can do. As Slick Rick makes an overtake on Horton. I think that was one of the very few overtakes in that corner, and unfortunately we missed it. Brilliant job, Slick Rick. I am sorry I did not capture that on camera. So the gap is 21.5 seconds. It looks like he was good to take 1 second out of Nimloth on that lap with 13, a little over 13 laps left in this race. If he's going to want to catch up to Nimloth, he's going to need to be setting qualifying times every single lap from here until the checkered flag. And then he has to overtake. Look at the mini map. That is the gap right now. I am eagerly waiting to see how many pit stops people made this race. I would love to see it. So close to the wall. 3-second time penalty for Slick Rick. Okay, so Mr. Shakur in that lap took almost 2 seconds out of Nimloth's lead. So now we are on lap 27 of 39. If we do the math, he should be... Hold on. Let me figure this out. So if he's able to keep going 2 seconds a lap and there are 13 laps left, 8 laps. He should be there in 8 laps time roughly, which means that he will have about 3 or 4 laps left to make an overtake, assuming he can keep the pace he had last lap. This feels like Checo Perez in Abu Dhabi trying to catch Charles Leclerc for P2 in the championship. But I've had a blast watching this. This has been a lot more entertaining than I was expecting. And here are the amount of pit stops people made. So Slick Rick currently holds tie with Marcel Green for 4 pit stops. So Slick Rick having that time penalty means that right now he is not safe to Horton for a podium position, as we only have 4 drivers left now. We have 2 guaranteed positions right now. So Mr. Shakur had done a 2-second lap time that last lap, which means he is going to be on pace to get to Nimla before the end of this race. But how much tire he has left is anybody's guess. There's Nimla's on 14 lap old hards and Mr. Shakur has 5 lap mediums. I think those mediums are going to be hella fast by the time he gets up to Nimla. Nimla starting the 29th lap. We have a little over 10 laps remaining. And just in the last 4 laps, Mr. Shakur has been able to close the gap by roughly 8 seconds. And it looks like Horton has damaged his wing again, which effectively will end his race unless there are more shenanigans to happen up ahead. 15 seconds now is the gap between Nimloth and Mr. Shakur, coming down every single lap. And you can see on the track map exactly how much closer Mr. Shakur is now to Nimloth. The gap is now 14.5 seconds. 14 seconds. Mr. Shakur took 2.5 seconds out of Nimloth that lap. 13.5 seconds. 3 seconds. Mr. Shakur is going to be there way sooner than I expected at this pace. So Horton has put on those soft tires, which is the best thing he can do considering where he is at right now. So Horton is a whole minute back. Just to see the overall race times, Slick Rick is 32 seconds back from the lead, and Horton is a minute and 3 seconds from Nimloth. So right now the battle is here between Mr. Shakur and Nimloth for the win of the race, with a little over 9 laps, 10 laps remaining, 9 laps remaining. He has brought the gap down now to about 11 seconds. And having set the fastest lap of the race at a 1:13.097. It's all going to come down to these last few laps. As I predicted, he should be arriving there around lap 34, 35. And then he has to pass Nimloth to win the race. Nimloth just going through the tunnel section now as Mr. Shakur is making his way around the hairpin. A little over 8 laps to go. And the gap is closing every single lap by about 2 seconds to 3 seconds a lap. Now, the real surprise would be if Slick Rick won this. And I don't say that out of any malice. I mean, Nimloth and Mr. Shakur are going to be right next to each other for the closing few laps of this race. And we've already seen a lot of craziness. Will they be able to play nicely and get themselves to the end of the race in one piece? Or will we have a miraculous attempt at an overtake as we saw from Marcel Green on Horton Hears Dan, which I was, again, excited to even see that happen. It's really hard to overtake in Monaco, especially in the tunnel. So when he tried to make that overtake, that was something else. If he pulled that off, that would have been a standing ovation from the crowd. I wonder how much these yachts cost, by the way. All these boats out in the harbor, they have to be maybe tens of millions of dollars, if not some of the big ones, maybe like $100 million or more. Because cruise liners are something ridiculous, like $1 billion to build or $2 billion to build a cruise ship, something wildly expensive. So here we are, 7.5 seconds is the gap to Nimloth. And it looks like Mr. Shakur's pace has slowed down slightly. And I'm sure that is because his tires are starting to get a bit degraded. Nimloth keeping everything clear and steady. Mr. Shakur can almost see Nimloth up ahead. 6 seconds now. Nimloth should be coming into his sights very soon. We'll ride on board with Mr. Shakur for the rest of the race. Five. Yeah. 6 laps to go. A little under 6 laps. Nimloth is coming through the hairpin now, and Mr. Shakur is just entering the hairpin. We are going to have a battle on our hands here in a moment. Folks, just hang tight. And we will be having the battle of a lifetime to be crowned the King of Monaco at the American Racing League. The gap is now down to a little over 4 seconds. Now it is at 4 seconds. Mr. Shakur is making up so much time in that third sector on Nimloth. And here we are. Mr. Shakur sees Nimloth in his view. And there is a yellow flag in Sector 2. Horton Hears a Dan has crashed. And then there were 3, so Slick Rick is now guaranteed a podium position. We have a little over 4 laps remaining. And there they are, the 2 top contenders to be the inaugural King of Monaco champion. Here they are. And for camera reasons, I'm going to be riding on board with Nimloth and switching back and forth. As we can see from the rear view of Nimloth, that Mr. Shakur is right there. .8 seconds is the gap as they both now make their way through the tunnel with a little over 3 laps remaining. Mr. Shakur is there. The gap is now 1.5 seconds. This very next lap, they should be right beside each other. Nimloth's tires, 22 lap hards. Mr. Shakur's tires, 13 lap old hards. Is there going to be enough rubber to make a competitive move against Nimloth here? The gap has gone up to 2.1 seconds now. I'm guessing Mr. Shakur made a mistake last lap and dropped down a little bit. Alright, I'm going to stay in broadcast camera because I think that gives us a better shot of everything. And here we are, we have 3 laps remaining to crown our first King of Monaco champion. I don't see the pace right now from Mr. Shakur. He is just sliding everywhere. I think those tires are starting to give up on him slightly. Unless he just had a few bad sectors, but here's Mr. Shakur. He got the DRS. I am also kind of glad the race is almost over because I am getting tired and out of breath, and I actually do have to do some work tonight. Yay me! The gap is under a second now. As we ride on board with Mr. Shakur. Got 2 laps to go. He's going to have 1 or 2 more shots at this, and then it is going to be in Nimloth's hands. Lap 38, coming through the final sector to end our penultimate lap and to begin the final lap of the King of Monaco Grand Prix. And Mr. Shakur hits a wall at the worst time. Oh boy. But he's still got a chance. He still has Sector 2. He can keep the dream alive here with only 11% ERS. He still has a chance. He's going to have to really get up on Nimloth's tail here if he wants a shot at this. It's all here. It's all now or nothing. This is his last chance. And he is just too far back to make any move into this corner. So he's going to have one more shot in the very last sector. If he really wants it, he's going to have to send it. But I think he's a little too far back. And with that wing damage, there is... Okay. And coming around the last corner for the first time in American Racing League, we have a new champion at the King of Monaco Grand Prix. Nimloth takes the checkered flag and has won the King of Monaco Championship, with Mr. Shakur following in second place after having closed the gap from 26 seconds back. Has made it so close in the last few seconds, or last few laps of the race, was not able to put it together. As Slick Rick says, I just want to get to the checkered flag at this point. And he takes a 10-second time penalty for quarter cutting. But it was a race of attrition. We have Horton Here's a Dan, Marcel Green, ACR, Notorious Jelly, Black Mamba, Hab, Pine, Dragon, and Sealy Harvey, who have all retired from this race. And the last three remaining victors, last three remaining survivors, is Nimloth, Mr. Shakur, and Slick Rick, to take the checkered flag and to take the final step of the podium. What an incredible race. That was way more entertaining, as I said, than I was expecting, because Monaco typically is a very, very boring race. Though here you have it. With the right lobby settings and the right group of people, you can absolutely have a very entertaining Monaco race to watch, as Nimloth takes the top step of the podium and is the first King of Monaco, as he raises the Monaco trophy for all to see, all the Karens, and the invisible champagne, because my graphic settings are so low that you cannot see the champagne. Well, that was our race. What an incredible race it was, as we had 12 people start the race, only 3 finish, and a maximum of 4 pit stops for Slick Rick, Horton Here's Dan, and Marcel Green, and Nimloth only having taken 1 pit stop, starting 3rd on the grid after having set an incredible qualifying, and has taken the checkered flag, with Mr. Shakur taking the fastest lap at 1 minute and 13 seconds. Thank you guys so much for joining us today in this special event. This has been a American Racing League. I hope you will join us someday, and have a wonderful and safe night.